There are only a couple of events each year in the off-campus student housing industry that brings all of the industry leaders together. The premier event for the industry is the Interface Student Housing Conference in Austin, Texas. For 2023, this event is being held April 3rd through 5th and will draw over 1,000 attendees and a complete who's who list of executives from the management, development, and investment firms under one roof at the JW Marriott in Austin for 3 days of sessions, roundtables, and networking. So who are some of the folks attending this year's Interface Conference? Well, let's meet one of them right now. The ladies of South Park. How are you guys doing?
Great. Hi.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I hear you guys are going to Austin.
Yeah, we are. Love Austin. It's our favorite thing every year. We look forward to it.
Well, really quick, for our audience members who don't know anything about South Park Interiors or F3 Furnishings, give us a 60 to 90 second elevator pitch really quick.
Yeah. So I'm Audrey. Lisa's on as well. South Park Interiors is a commercial interior design firm, interior architecture and design, and we're based out of Charlotte, North Carolina, but we've worked all over the U.S. in student housing and have delivered over 250 projects with developers, management companies, investment groups, and more. We have been coming to Austin for many years. We love this show, love seeing new and old clients and meeting new vendors within the industry and connecting with those types of people. And typically for this show, we partner with F3 or Function First Furniture. They are a unit furniture company based out of Nashville, and we have helped them design some really amazing lines over the years of purpose-built and attractive unit furniture packages for student housing that complement our designs and make us all look pretty good.
Oh, fantastic. Well, like I mentioned, you guys have gone several times. Do you even know like what number this is for you guys?
I was going to tell you how many years I've been going, but it's kind of like asking a lady her age. So I'm just going to say I'm a veteran. I'm a pro. But no, I've been going for about 9 years and Audrey 6 years. And I did also just want to add, just in case we have other viewers, that we love this show. We love student housing, and more it crosses over into like multifamily and boutique. And it's kind of like all the same people, which has been really exciting to see that develop over the years.
Yeah.
That everybody's kind of got their hand in different things. And just wanted to mention that, that's something that we obviously do. We've done over 300 projects in many, many venues, but student is kind of our baby. Kind of our favorite.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, I guess I kind of met you guys first when you were doing stuff with Campus Crest,
yes.
Which, at the time was based.
I knew you'd mention them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, I mean, what a better way to get into student housing than, I mean, I'm sure you guys were really busy.
Oh yeah, we were really busy. And then, luckily, which is, Austin is dear to my heart because when we first ventured out, when everything kind of happened with them, I was just kind of reading, our publications and said, you know what, I'm going to go and I'm going to meet Donna Price and the Price Company. And so that was one thing I was going to recommend to anybody new going, was to not be afraid to just tap people on the shoulder, because that really was sort of kind of gave us like our next big break over, years and years and years ago. We just started working with management companies because of Austin, wherein we used to just be developer hired. So then we started being hired by all the management companies.
You brought up Price Company, and I think this is worth telling everybody. If you end up working with South Park Interiors for long enough, they'll start naming their furniture lines after you.
Oh, that's true. I know. We have the McCarty swivel. We have the Byerly. So I bet you're wondering why you don't have a chair or something.
I know. It's yeah.
That's gonna be one of our new pieces.
Desk next.
Well, I can't.
It'll be the desk.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've always wanted that. Pat, that's been thing I've been waiting on, just to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I tell you, a couple years ago, Martha, my business partner, said, do we really need to go to the show? And I do credit a lot of our business. And it's not just about going, which is like speed dating. It's about the relationships, putting faces with names. It's about, just having a drink with someone, not just necessarily trying to do your 20-minute pitch, but having dinners, and those sort of things. But outside of all of that, it's just really a great, exciting event to meet your counterparts, your competitors, and all the people that you've ever wanted to work with. And Audrey and I we will walk up, I always say, like, be bold and be brave and just walk up and tap that CEO tell them you've always wanted to work with them. We have a little kind of thing that we talk about being our white whales, and Audrey and I have a list of who we chase every year, and we have a little competition, like who's gonna get their whale this year.
That's so funny. Well, hey, I know you guys have obviously been going for several years, and I hear what you like about the conference. But for those that are first time attendees to this thing, or maybe they went in the past but didn't really spend a lot of time outside of the conference, what are some things about Austin and kind of that neighborhood that the JW is in that you would suggest before you leave, you got to go check this out?
From a restaurant standpoint, there's a great restaurant called, I think it's pronounced ABA, ABA. It's a restaurant and bar. They have an amazing outdoor patio, great cocktails, really nice ambiance. And then another favorite is Taverna Italian Restaurant. Is a great, great Italian spot. We've done a few dinners there with F3, and their cacio e pepe is amazing. And then also, I just recommend kind of walking around the few blocks around where the JW is. There's so much cool street art in Austin, and there's a lot to see just from taking a walk around the block.
Lisa, any suggestions?
If it's work related, it took Audrey and I a couple years. I wish somebody would have told me first year. Remember, we were like, where is everybody from the cocktail party? Mm-hmm. I would say split your time between, the cocktail party that happens naturally and they kind of push everyone through for you to meet. And you kind of walk through and then hurry up and get down to the hotel bar, which is beautiful because that's usually where a lot of people are hanging out. And it took Audrey and I a good 2 seasons to kind of be like, where'd everyone go? And then
there were more people down there than there were where they were supposed to be.
Also, something I have learned if you're a newcomer is if you really do want to meet certain people, besides our famous shoulder tap, it's important to kind of set up your meetings ahead of time because everyone's just so busy and they've already all done that. And I'm a procrastinator. So in the first couple of years, it took me a while to realize. But now, luckily, I just like to go and meet new teams that we want to work with. But if there is particular time that you can spare to meet with somebody you've always wanted to meet, it's important to make appointments because you're not going to get their time otherwise.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's one reason we're doing the luncheon this year on the first day, because before everybody gets into the hustle and bustle of the conference, that we've got some quality time to kind of sit down, break bread, and talk about a few things. So. And thanks so much for you guys sponsoring that, as well. I'm kind of interested. You guys launched, kind of a retail site a few years ago. I'm wondering for this year, are you guys launching anything for Interface or something this year that you want to make sure everybody knows about?
We've had some really exciting partners this year. So we're looking at different kinds of furniture. Also, it's kind of come across our plate where some built to rent, some renting furniture, there's all kinds of things happening in the furniture world. Obviously all of these, 10 years being around, all of these college students are graduating. And so we are seeing some developers in multifamily want, unit furniture, and like we mold after West Elm and CB2. And we've met some amazing vendors at our markets in the past few years that are doing more of a European and for smaller units or, less expensive. And so we are working with F3 and developing with some others, like some things that kind of go across the board for hotel, student, anyone who wants to do that. So we're excited about just basically developing private label lines for furniture that can be placed anywhere. And we're seeing that that's really being picked up, that whole Airbnb idea. And it is interrelated with student. I don't want to give away anybody's secret sauce of kind of what's coming out, but there are some developers really with their thinking caps on, and we're just excited to be a part of a lot of new concepts, I think, that are going to hit our industry.
Well, I can't wait to have a more detailed discussion with you about that. What I want, and I could tell everybody, like, it hasn't just been this relationship between Student Housing Insight and South Park, but it's also been, on the consulting side. As a client, we've had mutual clients, and I always recommend South Park to anybody that I'm working with that needs some interior design, regardless if it's just for makeover of the clubhouse or something, or if it's a complete redevelopment or new development. You guys are just outstanding. I can't sing your praises enough. But the type of just attention to not just what is it that the students want, but what is it that the students in this area want? And are there things that they don't even really know that they want, but by the time this project is delivered, they're going to want to have that. And you guys have just delivered on that every single time that I've, done a project with you guys. So
thank you. That's such a compliment. But even more so, the developers really and the management teams really love us because we do all that, and also save because of our relationships so long that we built through our developers, through this event. We have developed amazing relationships, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention vendors. And for all the newbies or even people who've been going a long time, sometimes people will tend to blow off a vendor, like sure. Once I mean, I know I have when he's like, yeah, I sell light bulbs, and he's kind of like, oh, okay. But it's important because Audrey and I we've really worked hard on our marketing and our website. And we, through our relationships and the vendors and the people that we have met through you and through the show and at the hotel, we've gotten some really big jobs. Like one was an insurance person that referred us just because he just enjoyed hearing about what we do. And we do roundtables. And so people come up and they hear of us there. And so, it's that old, it's not judging a book by its cover, but it's basically like, really, you don't know. And obviously you don't burn bridges ever in our business. It's too small, but I found it very interesting how many vendor referrals and how many great people we've met. Haven't you, Audrey?
Yeah, absolutely. I think too, some shows are maybe more, quality over quantity. I think that the good thing about this show is you get both and you can meet a lot of people, but it's the right people that you need to be in front of. So I think the guest list is always great. And like I said, reconnecting with old colleagues, but there's still so much opportunity to meet new people and different people coming every year.
Well, I know, as you mentioned earlier, you guys are working with F3 on this, and you guys will actually be at their booth. Is it going to be the same one? I know you guys always try to get that first aisle down at the end. Is that the same one you got this year?
I think so. The back left corner closest to the bar. So yeah. So every year we kind of theme the booth. So F3 of course provides the furniture, and then we will design and accessorize. And so this year's theme is kind of going to be a Mad Men aesthetic. So we're going to have some of our leather pieces and some dark and sexy accessories and some whiskey-ish things. And yeah, so it should be fun. So we invite everybody to come hang out in our booth and chat with us, or even if they just need to sit down for a few minutes to come sit. So we'll be by the bar where you can get an old fashioned and pretend to smoke a cigarette like Yandri.
I knew that you guys always intentionally got that specific area because it is right beside the bar, and it's, kind of in that corner area where everybody is at some point in time, running into somebody, and then, their eyes automatically gravitate to the great booth that you guys always have. Lisa, you mentioned earlier about, making appointments ahead of time. And that's one of the main reasons we wanted to do this video series, is to really get folks out there aware of who was going to be at the conference, and if they've got design needs, or, maybe they don't even have a development on the shelf right now, but they've got something that's coming up. What I love about you guys is how well you work with the architects and everything at that very pre-development stage, and how, that helps out in so many ways through that stage. But, as far as getting in touch with you guys and setting up an appointment, any email address or Calendly link or anything like that we should put in the show notes?
Yeah, we do have a Calendly link that you can schedule an appointment at Interface. If you don't have time for that, you can find us in the F3 booth or wandering around inside the expo hall. But Calendly link, or you can email Lisa or myself directly. We can include that in the show notes as well.
We both have the same emails. So Lisa at South Park Interiors and Audrey at southparkinteriors.com. And, our theme this year is mix it up, because we have been in the business a long time. And those white whales I was talking about earlier, we're kind of going after them again with a new pitch, which is, we know that every design team is amazing. Everybody who does what we do, they love what they do. I think we're special for different reasons. We were developers. We've been doing it a long time, our relationships. But so we're challenging people to make an appointment, and if they haven't met us, to meet us and listen to why we're different and mix up their portfolio a little bit. Nobody says you have to get rid of your designer or your sister-in-law or the amazing team that has in-house architecture, a lot of times has in-house design. But I think that we're a great addition to any team. And we just, before I retire, whenever that is going to be, I'm determined to get some of those white whales on the docket, but they have to mix it up. So we're encouraging everybody to please, if you haven't met us, make an appointment, even if it's for 5 minutes, to say hello.
Well, fantastic. We'll put all of that in the show notes, as far as the links for Calendly and email addresses and website. In fact, you guys, first of all, let me go back and just say thank you to you guys for the support that you've given to me, and both from a consulting side as well as with getting Student Housing Insight started. You guys were one of the first podcasts that we had, and just talking about interior design and what goes into it from a student housing perspective, and what kind of sets you guys apart. I want to go back and link that in. The audio is probably crappy because it's
I was just talking about this to someone and said, you were so like ahead of the times, because I don't remember how long ago, but it was a long time ago. And I was like, I don't know what this is, what he's doing, but we're doing some kind of podcast. And like, I was just laughing about that last night. You're so you've been so innovative, honestly, in your whole career, in every, and I was just so glad to be a part of that. But yeah, I would hate to listen to that podcast.
Yeah. That was the good thing about that one, was it was in person. You guys came to the co-working place that I was at the time, and had a podcast studio, but nowhere near the type of quality that we've got now.
Yeah, I know. You've done an amazing job. We love Student Housing Insight. Honestly, it's the perfect complement to student housing business. And I just told you that the other day. It's like, if you love our industry and you want, it's just a whole nother arm that's just really exciting to be a part of. So thank you for including us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the platform that you've built, Wes, through the web, through Student Housing Insight, through your website, is really impressive, and I think really unique in the industry, and invaluable in the industry.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Keep it up.
Well, guys, thanks so much, and
Thank you.
See you in Austin.
See you in Austin.
Thanks.
See you there.